Emotion is an often overlooked aspect in competition. We like talking about the X's and O's, tier lists and matchup charts are proof of this, but very rarely is the mental aspect brought up when discussing a set. And we see this most clearly with Incineroar player Skyjay, who doesn't just survive in the mental game, no, he positively thrives in it. And as the runner-up of Collision 2023, the best Incineroar put his brilliance on full display. But how does he go about winning the mental game? Why is Incineroar a perfect fit for this playstyle? And how much farther can he push this wrestling cat? Being confident in your play is one of the essential factors for being a top player. Simply believing that you have a chance goes a million miles. Conversely, being timid and scared will end your set by game 1. And that's exactly how Skyjay makes you feel. Not only does his play scream confidence, it terrifies his opponents into submission. Incineroar is the shotgun of Smash Ultimate, a character that obliterates anyone up close, but is next to useless at a distance. As a result, Skyjay's success is predicated on his positioning. Throughout his sets, you'll notice him fighting for stage positioning and keeping his opponents by the ledge and in close quarters. This allows Incineroar to play within his optimal range, and more importantly, scares his opponents with the threat of an incoming attack at any point. He loves dash dancing in and out of his opponent's burst range, not only to reposition, but also to plant the seeds in his opponent's mind of when he'll actually strike. Riddles goes for a hard commit, and Skyjay Cheeto fingers him away. Pele starts off by running away to minimize his close-range interactions, and knowing how antsy he is, Skyjay correctly predicts this anxious rip of the spin dash and catches his dash away with a lowland whip to secure a kill at 44%. This close-range dominance forces out one of two reactions: getting overly aggressive, or slowing the game down to allow time to react. But what's incredible is how well Skyjay plays in response to these pace changes. He counters the aggressive options with whiff punishes, Wadi starts swinging for the fences here, and Skyjay shields in response to set up this 2-frame punish. While he becomes the aggressor when he notices the slower pace. Wadi gets punished after 2 failed reversals, tries to fall slowly, and Skyjay snatches him out of the air. Frostbite gets caught in disadvantage here, starts by trying to slow it down, ends up eating 73 for it, then opts for a more aggressive approach where Skyjay beautifully adapts with this dash back and a whiff punish. He also has very good overall knowledge of each matchup. These revenge edge guards are fantastic, and he scores at least 2 stocks per set with it. Riddle starts losing his composure here, while he surprises Sandro with this tech situation and finishes him off with a nair. Rather than solely building up his own confidence, Skyjay breaks his opponents down through fear and mind games. But what makes this strategy so great is this fear can be instilled into anyone, even the best players in the world. This concept also tremendously helps with Incineroar's otherwise average disadvantage state. Most of his opponents have tools to successfully trap him at the ledge, but are so flustered from the previous interactions they don't even try. Skyjay clearly overextends on this edgeguard, but Lavin allows him to recover back to stage, and as they reset neutral, Lavin is constantly running away, not even throwing out attacks before Skyjay catches him to secure the 3-stock. Spargo is already feeling the pressure of being down 1-0, gets the advantage, and tragically misspaces his downer, which results in a stock trade. And in the very next stock, Spargo, who normally boasts some of the best spacing among active players, miscalculates Incineroar's burst range. Skyjay maintains center stage and waits for a scared roll to punish and go up 2-0. This fear factor also makes the risks he takes much more rewarding. As his opponents become more predictable, Skyjay finds himself in comfortable positions to test the waters with hard reads, but he's not throwing out random smash attacks. In fact, a lot of his predictions call out the simple options, most often jumps and rolls. These Alolan whips at the ledge are fantastic at covering immediate get-ups, and he's really good at anticipating when his opponents want to roll. Furthermore, Skyjay's reads are beautifully spaced to the point where punishing his whiffs are near impossible. He misses this jump read, but is spaced just out of the range of an up smash, and he follows up nicely with a back air to regain advantage state. Speaking of advantage, his edge guarding is the weirdest part of his game. Most Incineroars go for ledge traps because of their lackluster recovery. Skyjay, on the other hand, goes deeper than he has any right to. But what's different is his approach to edge guarding. Instead of running off stage at every attempt, Skyjay focuses on burning enemy resources to force out an option that he can then punish. He lands an Alolan Whip to initiate the edge guard, jumps above him to force the low recovery, and brilliantly gimps the jump with a neutral air. I'm a huge fan of these side B combo extensions to force a horizontal recovery. This burns Lucas's jump and magnet, which then makes way for an easy 2-frame punish on the PK Thunder. He successfully lands a back throw, but this time he immediately chases to force a high recovery, knowing Luigi's airspeed will not allow him for a punish, and from here it's a solid reaction to the air dodge to reset advantage. This offstage aggression also opens up a ton of reversal opportunities. Lima spaces out the side B well, but Skyjay immediately responds with another side B and somehow gimps Bayonetta of all characters. And in the very next game, Lima's again seeking out these edgeguard opportunities as nature of Bayonetta, and another well-spaced side B forces a tech situation that ultimately ends in a stock lead. To be fair, some of these plays are too risky for my taste. This F smash wasn't really necessary, and his attempt to side B onto stage for a reversal was snuffed out. But the ideas are there, and with how many successful reads he lands, I'm not too worried about these slight overextensions. Skyjay plays Incineroar like a slightly toned down Kazuya, constantly moving in to interact and blowing you out of the water when he does land a hit. While Kazuya is killing you off of a couple true combos, Skyjay is killing you even earlier with a single hard read. And in a meta that stresses making the most out of successful interactions, Skyjay's playstyle is one that can hold up to whoever he comes across in bracket. Spargos doesn't land this trump back air attempt, which leads to Skyjay back throwing him off stage, who then chases him to force the limit climb hazard, catches the immediate ledge jump, and goes right back off stage to scare him into a bad recovery. Spargo immediately acknowledges his mistake. Really, the bugaboo for Incineroar is his movement, and this is still problematic. Skyjay is doing the best he can with what he's working with, and I do want to stress that he performs extremely well given these limitations, but he historically struggles against zoners and fast, smaller characters who run circles around him. A lot of the meta-relevant characters still exploit Incineroar's lackluster recovery, Laser and Gyro keep Skyjay honest here, and the down air easily stops the low recoveries. But the real problem with zoners is that they play outside of Skyjay's fear range and don't allow him to put any pressure on them. Zamba is not scared about being off stage, and this falling there was a greedy overextension. And despite how well he plays in disadvantage, Skyjay can be a bit overzealous to escape or potentially get a reversal. Lima baited out these revenges well, while this buffered air dodge was quickly caught by fatality, which ends in a knee to the face. What I wonder is how much will Incineroar's matchup spread limit Skyjay's future tournament runs? He plays as flawless an Incineroar as you could ask for, but from what I can tell, there is still a few characters that give him trouble. And since he doesn't use a secondary, I'm curious as to what his counterplay will be for the Pikachus and Zero Suit Samuses of the world. Skyjay brings the perfect mindset and playstyle of a grappler, a player that imposes his will and overwhelms his opponents with fear. I am interested to see if he can repeat a similar performance at the next Super Major, as we've only seen a handful of sets, but for now, I would rate Skyjay as a top 30 player in the world, and is in the conversation for the best mental game among active players. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something useful. If you did, let me know by leaving a like and subscribing if you'd like to see more. Huge congratulations to Skyjay for the second place at Collision, and thank you to Beyond the Summit and VGBootCamp for providing the gameplay. Please check them both out if you're interested in top-level Smash Ultimate gameplay. Links to their channels along with the music used are in the description. If there's a player you'd like me to do an analysis on, let me know in a comment below. That's all I have for now, and I will see you all next time.